Hello everyone and welcome to game 2. We have Duncanrun, the Terran green player on the bottom versus Karamell, the red Zerg player on the top. Again, this is a best of 3 series. We saw Duncanrun coming out the victor in game 1. He had some early Hellion play, cut a lot of SCVs, gave Karamell the economic advantage, but Karamell decided only to go with Zerglings for most of the game. And that definitely hurt because those Hellions are just so strong against the Zerglings. He couldn't defend his natural expansion. He opted to go for the high yield expansion, which was, far away from his base. That was tough to defend. The Zerglings couldn't get out in time. I don't believe they would have been able to hold it off anyway, just because those Hellions are so strong against Zerglings. So again, we do see Duncanrun going for that fast barracks again. Barracks on 10 looks like he's definitely set on doing a similar build as the last game, as the second SCV comes out to put up a supply depot also on 10. And he does have a refinery on 10, so this is a little bit earlier than what we saw from the last game. He definitely had to cut a few SCVs to get all this out, and it looks like he still has the economic advantage. 10 to 10 harvesters, but Karamell just now putting out that last one. So if we go to the production tab, Karamell opting for an early spawning pool this game, and he does get an early extractor. So Karamell is getting a little bit shooken up. He's putting out a little bit quicker of a spawning pool. Hopefully he's going to be able to put a little bit of an aggression on. He hasn't scouted yet with his overlord. And we are playing on the map Desert Oasis. Hopefully, yes, he does get 2 into gas, 3 into gas. So he's going to try and get Zergling speed as soon as possible. He even has, does he have any Zerglings out? No, he has 2 Zerglings out. Looks like Duncanrun getting an orbital command and that one, actually he's getting 2 Marines this game. Is he going to go into a tech lab? No, he's going to get the reactor. So we're going to see a lot of Marines early on in this game. And he is finishing up the orbital command. Karamell scouting the 2 positions. And for those of you who didn't see game 1, this is a low-level tournament me and my friends put together where it's going to be a round robin between 9 of us. Each of us play a best of 3 series. And then the top 4 move into a playoff against each other. So Karamell being a newer player, like I mentioned earlier in the other game, going for the queen. He's got the he actually is injecting larvae, so that's something good I like to see out of Karamell. And Duncanrun is queuing up a lot of SCVs, so he might have heard me from the last game. He is queuing up the SCVs. In the last game I mentioned that he probably should have not have queued up so many Marines and instead opted to queue up a few more SCVs. So he is doing that this game, and he is building a few supply depots, getting supply blocked here early on. He has the factory on the way, and Karamell is getting just more and more Zerglings. Looks like he did not learn too much from that last game. So if in fact Duncanrun opts for the reactor on this, actually it looks like the factory is just going to lift off and take this reactor. So the Hellions might even come out a little bit quicker. This is going to just do wonders for Duncanrun as he opts for the same exact type of strategy where he gets a few Marines. He had a few Marauders in the mix last time, but this Hellion rush might be a little bit quicker if you can just mass out a few Hellions. Karamell is spreading out his overlords a little bit better, but still has not seen into the base of Duncanrun, so he has no clue what's going on. This early expansion, I would have liked to see him take this expansion since it is a little bit close to the ramp of Karamell. This one is going to be tough to keep unless Duncanrun flies right by it, but in this position, Duncanrun will probably opt to go straight past it. So that is not it's not the best expansion to go for early in the game. Karamell still hasn't moved out with any of these overlords. He has no clue what's going on in Duncanrun's base, and Duncanrun seems like he's a lot more active with these these SCV production, as he does have 20 harvesters, 2 Karamell, 16. So in this game, he is getting the economic advantage, and Karamell looks like he's going to do a little scouting. I like to see this. I am actually pretty impressed, because last game he decided just to be very blind with it. So he is going to see all of these Hellions, and I'm hoping he's going to decide, I don't want to die early on with all of these Zergling. Maybe I can tech up. Again, he is going for that pretty quick lair, a little bit later than last time, so he already has that built out. I just want to see possibly if he's going to go Hydras, maybe Mutas. Pretty much anything's going to help a lot better than these Zerglings against the Hellion push. And instead of going for that starport like in the previous game, it looks like Duncanrun is going for another factory. So, and he's actually maxed out Hellions and set the rally point onto one of these Marines. And he's doing the same type of strategy where he brings some of his Hellions to the left and some to the right. This may just be to scout for expansions. It may just be because there wasn't enough space to go left. Looks like Karamell does see this. Is he going to be able to do anything about it? Not really. Again, if we go to the production tab, check out the units, he does have a lot more Zergling. But again, I just don't think it's going to be enough against 12 Hellions. So he has half of his Hellions up here. He has the other, a few down here with the Marines, and I believe more are on the way. So he's gathering all of his troops together. Gonna come up, poke around, see what he's up against, and he will be pretty happy about this. So many Zerglings, almost 80 Zerglings. And the Queen doing a lot of damage as these Zerglings are getting great surround. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. Oh, it looks like Duncanrun's going to lose all of his forces. And Karamell's Zerglings doing a lot of damage. He did not opt for an evolution chamber this game, so I believe that helped him get a lot more Zerglings, as looks like Duncanrun set his rally point up here for the last few remaining units, and they're just getting eaten alive by these Zerglings. But I believe if Karamell wants to win this game, he's going to have some other type of tech. He can't rely on these Zerglings in every single game. But again, he is a newer player, so maybe these mass Zergling is just something nice and basic and easy to do, where you can just get tons and tons of Zergling. He has 56 Zergling. And at this point, I feel like if Karamell decided to attack, he may even be able to overwhelm our Terran opponent Duncanrun, just because he has so many Zergling. More on the way. Let's check the production tab. 12 more Zerglings on the way. He's good about getting these overlords.